Hello again guys, Max2015 here, and I have a few replays I wanted to share with you. So again, I went to bed right before I recorded that previous video that you guys just watched, and I started doing some attacks, and I suddenly sort of found a way to deal with some of these bases, so I thought I'd share it. A couple of the fun ones, let's just, while I still have them here, I realized that your attack log is really long. As long as you don't log off the game, the second you close the app in the game, then you'll lose all of them, the replays, and you only get the probably like the 10 most recent ones. So I was careful not to close the game in the last few minutes. So I think this was the very last base we attacked in the previous video, and then I went, and the first base I attacked was Daij and Cow YL. It looks like Daij loves Cow YL, right? That's what it looks like. But anyways, went in with RZTM and actually worked out pretty well. I know I said I was going to try heavy Zuka and smoke them up, but since I already had RZTM, I thought I'd give it a try and see what happens. So this was a 6 eye statues, masterpieces boosted. I got rid of the 2 rocket launchers, and I decided I was going to just kind of deal with the rocket launcher all the way up in the top. You know, it's far enough, so I thought it'll still give me some free time to kind of, you know, gather some extra gunboat energy and wear down the base before I have to actually deal with it. Plus, you know, my troops are kind of boosted. My troop health is not great, but at least it's somewhat boosted. You know, I only have 1 masterpiece, but that'll help take a few of the shots from the rocket launcher. So, anyways, typical attack, RZTM just went from one side, one corner. I threw some critters to distract some of the defenses. Shocked the shock launcher. Although, thinking in retrospect, I think I should have shocked the shock blaster instead, because for every 2 shots that blaster takes on my rifles, I lose 1 rifle. Whereas the shot launcher, sure, it'll stop my troops from moving, but at least it won't kill them right away, especially if I have the medics healing. So that's why that last shock in there, I threw it at the shock blaster instead of the shock launcher. And then surprisingly, my troops were doing really well. They were surviving pretty good. I had a lot of rifles left, although I'll lose a ton of them really quick. I don't remember where. I haven't seen the replays, by the way, since from the time I played. I thought I'd share it with you guys instead. So as soon as the shock blaster went down, I flared them to the side. And at this point, I think I already had a few Rifleman left, which prompted me to throw the critters up there because I couldn't afford losing any more of my rifles. Again, I wasn't too confident I was going to beat the base. I mean, look at the little patch of troops I had in here. Plus, I still had to deal with the rocket launcher, the mortar, flamethrower, and the shot launcher at the end there, which was going to be deadly. And by the looks of it, I only have, what, 6 or 7 rifles left at most. I did have a decent number of Zukas left. I think I'm going to lose a couple to that mortar later on, but you know, but they actually did a really good job. I had to throw some critters to clear some of those mines, and I was careful to save enough gunboat energy for shocks so I could shock that shot launcher at the end there. So I was able to get the flamethrower, mortar, and shock launcher. So you can see I still have a ton of Zukas. In fact, I think I already only lost maybe 3 or 4 Zukas by the time I got here, so I was pretty confident. So confident I even threw a barrage to finish up that boom cannon on the bottom there. And then since I had most of my medics also, that the shot launcher wasn't going to be much of a deal. So that was a pretty good win, actually, surprisingly. It's the wins that I expect to be really tough that turn out to be the easiest, and the ones that seem easy at first end up being the toughest base to beat. And you guys can see how much I struggle with this base here with Bonnie's base. I'll show you just really quick what the last replay was here. So it was a double shielded base with 6 eye statues, and I tried this one attack what was it, like 7 times, 7 replays. I smoked them way to the back. I'm just gonna keep this really quick, maybe 2 times the speed because a lot happens. Shock the shot launcher and the mortars and try to let the troops kind of wear down the base a little bit, and then take out a couple of the boom cannons in there, and then flare them all the way up, and then try to take the 2 shields. So go to the left side. The big problem wasn't to take down the 2 shields. Actually, you can tell I had a ton of Zookas left. The issue here was the shock launchers. I don't remember if in this particular replay, nah, I kind of just quit because I lost a lot of troops. But I don't know if you get the idea. You essentially just go to one side, take out one shield, go to the other side, take out the other shield, and then go back to the middle and go for the HQ. The problem is that by the time I got to the HQ, I had no gunboat energy, and the 2 shot launchers were just the death of me. So that kind of sucked. I by the way, I didn't come up with that attack. I think it's a great attack, incredibly tough to pull off. I saw Biao do it, the global #1, so I tried to replicate it. It just didn't work very well. But anyways, moving on. Actually, I'll just show you. So for Bonnie's base, I tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, 6 complete fails with RZCM, and then I just thought I'll just try TRM because, you know, my friend Gas, he swears by TRM nowadays, and to my surprise, it actually really worked. It worked on the first try. I don't know how, but I put down the rifles to take the flag. Everything in the front was single shot, so that kind of worked for my advantage. And then I put down all the tanks. I only have 1 boat of medics, so that was kind of risky, and you'll see because I'm going to lose all the medics, which kind of left me nothing healing. I was just relying on the health of the tanks alone. So I took 2 of the boom cannons in the back. Fortunately, I had enough gunboat energy for that. And then the tanks, because of the rifles, I didn't have to worry much about the boom cannons in the front, which was great. And surprisingly, at this point, look, I have about a third of the base worn down, 3 boom cannons down, the 2 shot launchers are about to go down, and haven't lost a single tank yet. So that was amazing. I mean, and believe me, I'm by no means good with this troop comp. I'm just doing what, you know, some of my teammates have been telling me to try out, and it actually just worked out so wonderfully. So at this point, I think I probably lost 1 or 2 tanks, but I got so much gunboat energy from taking the front of the base that let me just speed it up a little bit. I got so much gunboat energy that I was able to throw shocks all over the place here. So I shocked the last boom cannon remainder, and then I shocked the 2 little cannons. But then of course the shocks get pretty expensive, and I think I started running out of gunboat energy pretty quickly. But I still had a pretty large number of tanks left, and all I have, you know, shooting at me were the rockets. And sure, the damage of the rockets kind of over time it really adds up, even for tanks, and you can tell I have a lot of tanks that are red. I lost a pretty good amount of my tanks, but I had this group here on the left side that are just parked and shooting at the HQ, and then the other ones just kind of cleared the remaining 2 rocket launchers. So there was only 1 rocket launcher left. I had a little bit of gunboat energy for a med kit, which is what I did, and I'll just put it 4 times here, and that's it. I mean, they were able to take down the base. That was 6 ice statues. Granted, only the 2 masterpieces were boosted, but, you know, double shielded base, so that was pretty amazing. I can't believe I actually beat him. That worked out really well. So this base here is GIF 2008. Same thing, TRM, just because he had that laser beam in there. So I was thinking, you know what, laser beam, that's tank friendly. So this was actually the first base that I attacked with TRM, which worked, and then I tried the previous base there. This base only have 4 ice statues. You can tell the 2 masterpieces up there, boosted of course, and the 2 guardians down here. So same thing, I put down all the tanks first, and I was trying to distract the shot launcher and the cannons first, because I didn't put down the rifles. This was my second attempt at this base. I lost the first attempt. I made the mistake of releasing the Rifleman a little too early. So by the time I got to the end, you can tell there were a couple of boom cannons there, and because I had no rifles to kind of protect the tanks, they started picking off my tanks really quickly, so I started losing them. So I flared them back here, and you can tell the rifles are starting to come into action. By then I had already taken down 2 boom cannons, I think. That third one here only needed 1 more shot, and I had a fresh boat of 26 rifles, you know, ready to take on the shots for those boom cannons. So I was feeling pretty good at this point. Let me just speed it up 2 times because tanks are just so slow to watch. But you can see that the only bad thing was that having the 3 rocket launchers and the 1 laser beam shooting, we did lose the rifles pretty quickly. But by then I had already gotten rid of the key boom cannons. This one down here was sort of out of range, so I didn't have to worry about him. And then from this point on, all I had to do was just let my tanks, you know, do the job. yeah, I don't see any rifles there, so I think they're all gone. But I had a pretty good chunk of tanks in there. Once they cleared the rocket and the shot launcher, you know, I was golden. So right there. Yeah, and you can just watch them finish off the HQ, which was pretty good. I even had gunboat energy for critters and smoke at the end there, so that was actually pretty nice. Only took 2 tries, I think. Oh, 3 tries here. Yeah, this one I didn't land too good, and then I tried again. And this one, this is the one where I said I'll put the rifles down too quickly, and then they just all died. And then this was the last base from the previous video that had the 10 ice statue, 10 offensive statues and no ice, but the guy was just online the whole time. So I finally clicked it, and he wasn't online, so I just directly went for it. And because he didn't have any boost, it was so easy. I just took down as much as I could, 3 boom cannons before I even landed the troops. So, you know, that only left me with 2 boom cannons to deal with. I did lose a couple of troops, mainly because, you know, everything was amplified. And as you can tell, I only put down 4 boats of tanks because I didn't have any more gunboat energy. I spent most of it, you know, taking out some of those boom cannons and the other defenses in the beginning. Nonetheless, it did pretty well. I don't like the fact that I only have 1 boat of medics. That's because that's what my friend Gas said. Just take 1 boat of medics. They're enough. But, you know, I feel like having a second boat would be a little better. But whatever. I really trust him. I fully trusted him, and it really paid off. So I finally got enough gunboat energy to put down the remaining 2 boats of tanks. So that's what we did there. And I'm just gonna go 4 times because a non-boosted base is almost, you know, I almost feel bad taking bases that are not boosted. I mean, poor guy. They must work so hard to get into the 1241 victory point range, and you know, I just kind of like, you know, stopped them right there in a quick shot. So, all right. So this video is what, 13 minutes long. We're at what, 1295 victory points, which is pretty great. I still have a couple of bases left on my map. We've got 1 little NPC that just spawned. I refreshed the base that was up here, and this one is still here. I haven't tried to attack him again. Allure Love. I think I'm going to give him a try with TRM. Actually, no, not with that Doom Cannon there. We'll see what to do with him. Maybe I'll end up refreshing him for all I know. Oh, you can see, look, at 1400 victory points, he's also using TMAT. So it's funny how TMAT kind of nobody used TMAT at high level, and now all of a sudden, because of the double shields, they're making a big comeback. So pretty interesting. It's nice to mix it up again. I think I'm just gonna cut this video short. It's just gonna be an add-on to the previous video, and I'll try to post it on the same day instead of having you guys wait for the next day to watch it, because, you know, I know you guys are just dying to watch the videos, right? Anyways, guys, greetings from New York City. I hope you guys keep on playing. I'll see you guys next time. Okay, take care. Bye.